dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, original crew? It's your boy DJ Nuki, your girl.
Sierra Nicole.
Back on the channel, new Degenerocity. We got the hell of homework. Our homework is hell. Hey, for real, if you was a teacher, would you give your kids homework? Or if you would, how many times a week would you give them homework? Because I know some teachers don't believe in homework.
Yeah.
Some teachers look at it as like school is a kid's job. Mm-hmm. And just like a job, you should be able to go home and be able to relax, allow your brain to breathe, get that freedom, sense of relief from clocking out. So you done clocked out of your job, which is going to school. You shouldn't be forced to do overtime, which is homework. Mm-hmm. So,
just a yes or no, would I give my kids homework?
Yeah.
Possibly not, no.
What? You'll be one of them teachers.
But that's just because I'm just thinking. I'm trying to think back because
put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah, put myself in their shoes, and then also remember the teachers that I had that were like that. Because even then, I had teachers that were like that. They didn't believe in homework even then. Because I know that's a new thing too, but even then I had teachers that were like that.
Okay, I feel you. Hey man, y'all let us know.
And I respected them for that.
And I'll also say, just because a kid is doing homework doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna continue to excel. Because some kids gonna struggle even at home, probably worse than they would in school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know if parents assisting kids with their homework, or they having to struggle to do it themselves. Or just what those
conditions are outside of school. So I just don't want to have to,
force that upon them.
Yeah.
Hey, so with that being said, man, before we get into this, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go, man. You want to first support? All you have to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
liking it with a thumbs up.
That's right, man. Let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see what he got to speak on when it comes down to this up homework. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Horseman, father, slave abolitionist, but most importantly, education reformer. Man spent a majority of his career changing the scope of American public school education to an overall better environment. You see, back then, teachers were slightly more dumb than they are now. Anybody could have been a teacher back then, even you. So Horace changed it to teachers have to be trained professionals for him to teach. Also, he wanted more girl teachers, no more teachers with sausages. He opted for a more diverse school environment. He wanted to equalize the learning experience for all kids so they can learn the same no matter the background. The man did a whole heap of advancements to the American education system that we still use to this very day. There's like 1,000 schools that are named after him, bro. This guy made a difference. The man basically made everything we know about modern American education we do today, including enforcing the worst mother thing to ever exist, homework! This man did everything right for the education.
God damn, Warner Brother, bro. You could have said.
Turn it down.
No, I forgot mine is up.
I had to turn mine down. Just like
I forgot because what we was doing previous before.
Yeah.
But I'm like, damn, Warner Brother, bro, you loud as hell. But so this is a motherfucker you gotta be mad at, though. Who came around and invented homework. Just because you had it your kids don't mean everybody else had it theirs, bro. You ain't gotta punish her. Cause she probably wants
I'm trying to cause I understand somebody might see it like the other side or whatever, but
the continual, you need to keep working those brain cells because you might go home and I hate those who be in AP. Well, I don't hate it because I ain't go through with it, but I feel bad for those who will be in like AP classes and they be having homework over the summer or having to read a book and write a paper. Did you? I know you was in AP class. Did you ever have to do that?
That was mostly like just in English. But it was just like the book thing and then write a paper, things like that.
I've seen where people still had to do homework and they had like work they actually had to do over the summer. And they ain't even just summer school. They was already established for them before they even get to the. I'd be like,
oh, okay. It just, for me, it just depends on what class it was and the teacher.
I feel you.
Yeah.
U.S. Homework! This man did everything right for the education system, but with this one thing, he made everything wrong. I know you were a slave abolitionist advocating to end slavery and all, but bringing homework over to the U.S. might even be worse than slavery. You know how Oppenheimer made the first apology video after creating those nukes that were dropped on Japan? Well, imagine being this Frankenstein-looking dude, ruining the childhoods of everybody in America. Homework is the worst thing to ever happen. And I'm gonna try to explain every single minute detail on why not only it sucks, but it's useless. But for me to explain that, let's figure out why homework was created in the first place. Through a simple Google search, it says Robert Novellius, an Italian teacher, invented the whole concept of homework, and he assigned it to punish students who didn't demonstrate a good understanding of the lesson that was taught in class, or just lazy and disobedient students. He would punish them.
I knew homework was for punishment. I knew it. You know what I'm saying? Even the concept is punishment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you should be able to fully teach and have your kids understand what you're teaching them during the time period that you're teaching. I know some of y'all might be teachers and be like, things we gotta do.
And that's what I'm saying. Everybody like thought process.
Maybe that's your teaching style sucks.
But that's the thing. If you did it for punishment, either because I didn't understand or whatever the case may be, what makes you think I'm gonna understand at home on my own? You know what I'm saying? But
the only thing I was good at doing homework wise was math. And then a lot of times with that, I used to go to the back answer. Remember the answer used to be in the back? But other than that, like, I hate when you have to do them little quizzes, like the inner, and you have to refer back to what you were supposed to read. In science, science used to have a little 5 questions, and you have to read these chapters.
Math is what I'm getting from this.
I like to count.
I like every subject in school except for math.
I like money. So that's one thing you need to know.
But that's the thing. I know basic math things, but it's just like when it starts to get to be like...
Life is like a math equation, though. I swear. Like, low-key, sometimes common sense be like a math equation. Like, a lot of things
all math equations are not common sense.
Life is C squared plus equals... I swear, A squared plus
I mean, yeah, you got this. You yeah, I get that concept.
X, Y, and Z.
I get that concept.
X plus Y equals Z. Boom, boom. So if I do this plus
but
this,
just like you
I'm
said,
gonna get the outcome of this.
Say it, but
that's how my mind's kind of it operates like a calculator. It's just everything is a calculated equation.
I mean, I got you anyway, but that's easier said.
My math is not like a sentence, and I need commas, periods, and apostrophes.
But it's like that for real, though. That's life.
That's not.
That is
That's
life.
not.
For real.
I don't need no ab.
That was taught in class, or just lazy and disobedient students. He would punish them with homework. And yes, I might agree that homework was a worse punishment than being beat with a ruler, and I could just blame all my school misery on this guy. But when researching it, it also says he did this in 1905 or 1095. Now, I might not be a genius, but the math isn't mathing here. How he do this in 1905 or 1095? That's like 6 billion years apart. Is he a vampire? Is he related to Nicolas Cage? We'll never know. Because apparently, there's no real evidence this Roberto Noodle guy even existed. So Google is giving me some false information. Now I gotta switch over to Bing now. The real reason on why homework was created dates back to ancient Rome in the 1st century AD. That's a few years after the Big Bang. The term homework can be traced back to this time, said by Pliny or Pliny the Younger, an oratory teacher. That's a teacher that teaches you how to talk to strangers. He believed the repetition and practice of speech would help students get better at their speaking skills. So he would often tell students to practice speaking at home, essentially homework. So homework was created for students to practice the subject. I mean, that was probably a no duh for most people watching, but the way this Pliny guy used it, it isn't really homework. You know, sometimes teachers will tell you your homework is to study for the test the next day, and when they say that, in my head, they basically told me, I don't got homework. I'm not gonna study when I get home.
That's fast. That's my whole train of thought. So you say your homework is to study. Oh shit, we ain't got no homework.
So you was one of those. You like, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna go in the next day.
I swear, my logic is If I don't know it now, what the fuck a night of study is going to... How the hell I'm going to retain the information? If I don't know it, I'm not going to know it. That's how I looked at it. Me studying an hour or two afterwards is not going to force it.
So in no classes you ever study for anything?
I'm
even going back to like high school.
Even in college, if I didn't know the information, me studying the night before a test is not going to allow me to retain the information I need the next day.
I studied, and it did help. Well, it like, well, that's just
if
me.
You do not know it,
the subject.
If you do not know it today,
it's not
there's
that I
no
didn't
way
know
you're
it.
gonna
It was
cram
like I
all
used
the
to refresh
information.
my memory. I'm like, okay, let me just refresh myself.
You're not finna cram. I'm saying, but if you do not know it,
okay, that's different. If you just blatantly don't know anything.
So what's the point of studying for a test that you already don't know the information for? Fail that joint with pride.
Be too busy playing Hello Kitty Adventure. Then I'm gonna study last minute on the bus ride to school the next day, also studying a bit in homeroom before the class, and I'll still get away with a B-. You know? Hey, I'm happy with that. PP, the teacher's homework, wasn't really homework. It was a suggestion, like how dentists suggest that you brush your teeth twice a day. Don't tell me what to do. I brush my teeth once a week, tops. But obviously, homework has devolved since the time of Phineas and Ferb. Instead of studying, we have multiple choice sheets, written assignments, projects, reading whole textbook chapters of homework. Isn't that what class is for? You assigning me textbook chapters to read as homework is basically telling me to go and teach myself. What am I here for? What are we doing here then? I might as well be at home playing with my Hello Kitty. I remember I had this one teacher that would basically assign essays to type every class as homework with a minimum word count of like 300. Don't take honors history. Worst mistake of my life. Homework now is just an overload of mandatory tasks that when combined with every other class that assigns it, you're looking at a whole behemoth booty load of exhaustion you have to do every night. And all this new age of homework is still looked at as practice of what you're already learning. But in this day and age, how is homework practice? Practice for what exactly? How fast can I Google the answer to this question? How fast can Photomath scan this math equation and give me the answer with work? How fast can I find a Quizlet that has every single answer?
Quizlet was my shit in college, bro.
Quizlet in college.
I ain't gonna hold you. A lot of professors, they recycle. Especially if you got a 10-year teacher. If you got a 10-year teacher, they don't give a. They gonna recycle. They ain't got time to be trying to come up with a new format. Now, they might reformat it, you know what I'm saying, a different way, and it'd be like, all right, it's gonna be in this order, it's gonna be different. Yeah. But try to come up with completely new questions. At the end of a 10-year, they don't give off. They gonna give it to you straight
and you
raw.
Want me to tell you, I was blessed enough in my my major. Most of my teachers were
10 years.
Yes.
Like they recycle them motherfuckers.
A good handful of my teachers were, and I was just like,
the music and entertainment motherfuckers.
Baby,
they come out. They come out and be like, hey, I just got fired from my Sony job, and here I am teaching y'all. Hey, I'm going to Universal next year. I'll see y'all later. Yeah. Bruh, they recycle them joints in and out. You like, all right, got a professor that got some talent agency experience. Oh, she found the new agency. Oh, damn. That's how ours was. Oh, you used to be a marketing executive for Haynes? Oh, shit. Now you going to Fruit of the Looms? I got you. Bruh, that's what a lot of mine.
Yeah, I feel you.
Or, hey, I'm an entertainment lawyer. Hey, right now, I ain't got no clients. My clients are straight right now. I just hit the jackpot. We got a $10 million lawsuit. You be like, damn, bro, go. But that's what my teacher was, bro. Yeah. But Quizlet was the shit. Most definitely.
And give me the answer with work. How fast can I find a Quizlet that has every single answer to every single question on any English or science assignment in order? This is no longer practicing or studying these subjects. Why
the fuck he just set this classroom on fire? Do he not know that's a lawsuit ready to happen? Because I'm going to put my foot down. Be like, you got that on video, folks? I'll burn it. I'm suing. Fool, why y'all didn't keep y'all feet on the ground? I'm suing.
They feet are on the ground.
No, they feet, these motherfuckers. Keep them just on the ground. That's a lawsuit.
Oh, God.
Suing the school system?
Let me see.
Look at it.
or science assignment in order? This is no longer practicing or studying these subjects. We just copying and pasting. Especially nowadays with stuff like ChatGPT and all its alternatives, where we can get whole essays about feet typed to us in a second for free. Homework in general is just obsolete, or at least its intended purpose of making us study and practice is. Homework is just needless work. Stop assigning it. I bet you teachers would like that too. It gives you less work to go through and grade. I know some of you teachers complain about the amount of work you do. Then y'all just give out more homework, essentially giving us more work for me and you. Do you like to suffer? Is that what you like? Suffering? Speaking of eternal damnation, let me talk about how even people back then agreed with what I'm saying. In the early 1900s, big-time publications like the New York Times and Ladies' Home Journal published articles on how homework can affect the health and mental state of a child negatively. The articles basically showed, you see that kid right there? That's your child on homework. These articles caused an outrage against the schools in the West, and California being California, it did something insane. But for the first and only time, a good kind of crazy. In 1901, California banned homework for kids under 15. You thought it could never be.
That's still
makes
good.
sense.
Under 15, that's still good.
Because by the time you're 15, you're getting ready for advancing.
Yeah, and 9 times out of 10, over 15, like if you do have homework, you can do that on your own. You know what I'm saying? You don't need assistance with that.
You're starting to get to, because especially those who are beginning to prepare for college.
Yeah.
When them college papers start hitting, you need to have some experience with some homework. When they say you got a 15-page paper due by Friday, and you on Thursday night trying to take some 5-hour energy drinks with a couple shots of Red Bull,
Lord.
you put your heart through some problems.
I'm never drunk.
And people popping Adderall. I gotta see you.
A lot of people with the Adderall.
Hey, you get.
Sadly,
I knocked out that paper in 3 hours,
and been up for 3 days. Nothing about I've been up for 3 days. Like, child.
I finished that paper in 3 hours, bro. I ain't never been so focused in my life.
I bet you they got an A too.
Did you ever have to write a thesis paper? I didn't have to write 15. The longest paper I ever had to write was 15 pages. But have you ever had to do a thesis?
No.
I was scared I was gonna have to write a thesis paper, bro.
Oh no,
Them be like 40 pages.
No. That's what I'm about to say. I'm about to say the longest paper I've ever wrote was 30 pages. 30? And it was in my
Nah, mine was 15. Mine was 15. I said, God. And I know I repeated myself about 3 pages. Hey, it is what it is.
Utilizing them office hours. I'm like, baby, because I don't know what you looking for.
Hey,
you know, because he had us like.
A lot of times they just making sure you got the number count.
I guess so, because every week he want us to turn in a little bit of our paper and then he'll grade it. And
I know for a fact you ain't reading this shit.
I'm like, bro.
I know for a fact you ain't reading it, bro. No, 15 pages.
But faith has been restored. Skip some years, and in 1923, the American Child Health Association formed. And they also thought homework was bad for the brain. And in the 1930s, they even went as far as to deem homework as child labor. You see, during this time, America just had the Industrial Revolution, and the children yearned for the mind. So kids as young as 5 were playing Minecraft in real life. And by the 1930s, a bunch of laws had sadly been signed against child labor. But recently for it. And since these laws were being passed, the ACHA thought it was a great opportunity to finally get rid of homework once and for all. Obviously that didn't work out. And about that California bill, that also didn't last long. That only lasted like 10 years. Like everything in California, the fun only lasts a second. Then you're homeless. There's more to this American homework story, but we all know the ending because we're living in it. ACHA were the only group of people that understood that we were being worked to the bone over this work. How not only it was hurting us, but it was destroying our minds. Yet our government failed the people's needs once again. The hours and nights of work I had to do just so my grade could go up 0.02% and for some reason go down 50% if I didn't do an assignment. The amount of stress that brings a student, it's deadly! I've already described why homework is useless, terrible, and gave my firstborn cancer. It's a punishment that would be beyond my comprehension if it didn't exist. I hate homework so much. I want it abolished, almost as much as I want stealing from Walmart to be legal. And in my world it is, but let's not right now. But what's the replacement of homework if it were to get banned? What will take its place? I'ma tell you. Actual studying. Homework would be you studying all the notes and what you went over in class. So the practice part of homework would actually work. And I know some people are thinking, nah.
That is true though.
Most definitely.
Because if you went home and it was like, hey, I just want y'all to study what we went, and I'm just, and we'll have like an in-class quiz over, and not have to ask you physically do homework, just read over your notes and stuff, and hey, we'll just have a little small 5-minute quiz before we go over to the, I think more kids will retain information.
I was just about to say that, and you have some kids that even though that will be your homework, some of them won't even have to do that because they retain information so well, so just that classroom session will be enough for them.
Because you're not finna read homework while you're sitting in the bleachers. Then you're gonna be too busy trying to talk. You know what I'm saying? You be like, I can't read. And then you have, like, so much was going on. You're not, so instead of trying to make them physically do homework, study what you actually went over and understand your notes and your concepts. And you'll be a better note taker.
True. And then I feel like most teachers don't understand that there are different teaching styles. I mean, not teaching styles, different learning styles.
And
so
there's obstacles that prevent you from doing
so every child
homework.
Doesn't learn the same. So what works for one may not work for the other. So I don't know. So
that's a good idea though.
Yeah, it is a good idea.
So the practice part of homework would actually work. And I know some people are thinking, nah, you a liar, man. You just said whenever studying was your homework, you're gonna go and play Hello Kitty Adventure. You can't fool me. Yeah, and the reason for that is because every other night I'm doing back-breaking homework. The only reason I play video games that day is because it's essentially my day off. That's why. If I was assigned to study every day as homework for every class, I would probably still play video games, not gonna lie. But it would motivate me more to study. Maybe after clocking in 5 hours on the 10 dogs, I'ma feel a little slumped. Then I'ma remember, oh yeah, I got school tomorrow. Then study for like 5 minutes, you know? Better than nothing. You know what's really better? Copying and pasting an hour worth of homework, learning nothing, or that 5 minutes every day where I learn and practice 5 minutes of stuff and actually remember. I think we both know the answer. It's a better system, man. I'm telling you, it's a win-win on both sides. The teacher and student get less work while class grade averages go up. Also, to any student that would still fail their classes with this system, nah, you just dumb, bro. Sorry. You still failing when there's no homework, bro. You're the one with the doodoo for brains. Just transfer, bro. I got the perfect place for you. And that is my reasoning why homework is hell on earth and my solution to that problem. Thank you. Thank you. And to any kids watching this right now, show this video to your teacher and tell them to watch it, because I just gave them the most convincing reason on why homework is terrible. I'm about to change their brains. I made sure not to cuss or say anything dirty in this video so you won't get in trouble. And if they watch this and still give you homework, jump them! Jump them! I'm just kidding. Just put a grenade in their desk when they're not looking. Yeah, homework is dookie, and that's all I wanted to say. And in conclusion, Mario, Luigi, and a Donkey Kong 2, 1,000.
Hold on, what are you trying to listen?
Super troopers gonna keep me from you, Princess Peach.
Oh Lord. But no, like like I always say, if you hate something, you got something to disagree with, always have an answer to what you disagree with. Mm-hmm. Because I hate when people get in the comments and just want to say you wrong, and don't have an alternative answer to why you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I feel you.
But I think some students still wouldn't study, and some students still will fail. Mm-hmm. But then that will be more on you than. And
it's not that you physically have to have something like finished and done before the next day for a grade wise. Okay, you know, we may have a quiz tomorrow, so if you study, good. If you don't, then just know that there's a possibility that you may, fail your quiz.
I do like that idea though, because maybe I would have looked over like the homework more. Because most of the time, like, only reason why I didn't want to, for one, I hated carrying books home. Yeah. Especially if you got homework in every class. Most of the time, there was 5 or 6 books I would have to take home, and them books ain't one small for my backpacker. So I was like, I'm not carrying all these books home. Right. 2, I'm like, I don't feel like trying to do this, and then especially with teachers who assign you to read chapters and then have to take the quiz at the end. I was just like, bro, I'm not trying to do all that.
True. And like I said,
and that might be hours of homework.
True. And like I said, if we're going to like the homework thing, the quiz, like his solution, if we're going to have a quiz on what you've been teaching, then most kids are going to be good because depending on if they're actually paying attention and listening. Yeah. Because I used to have some professors or some teachers where they have us study a chapter or something to have a quiz the next day, and nothing was on the quiz that we studied. And I was like, what was the point? So, I don't know. Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah, but I do like his suggestion, though. Yeah. Man. Y'all spam us up. Y'all let us know what y'all think in the comment section. Do y'all agree? Do y'all disagree? Let us know in the comments, please, man. But as always, I do go by the name DJ New Kid. Wow, this is my fault.
That's okay. All right, cool.
And I was flowing, too.
Hey, come on.
I like that. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
We are.
We are, y'all.
Go and get it. Ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my folks. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back